Hello students, today's lesson from your English textbook is Glimpses of the Past. In India, the East India Company was in a strong position in 1757 compared to the Indian princes. They had superior weapons. Besides, Indian princes were short-sighted in their approach to the events of the time. Indian princes were fighting each other. They often sought the help of the company to defeat other princes. This worked in favor of the company. It could easily subdue these princes one after the other. However, the brave Tipu Sultan of Mysore fought the British. He died in the battlefield fighting the English. The general reaction to the British rule was not the same everywhere in India. There were some who thanked British for ushering in an era of peace. Both others bemoaned the country was subjected to foreign rule. The social fabric was in bad shape. Religious leaders preached absurd practices like untouchability and child marriage. In truth, Indians had lost their self respect. The British scorned them. The farmers and the artisans were the worst hit. Heavy taxes ruined the farmers. The British cut the thumbs of expert artisans. The British used every method to make maximum profits. The imports from England became tax free. Raja Ram Mohan Roy, that is from the era 1772 to 1833, understood what was wrong with the country. He tried to reform the society. He taught people that the main precepts of all the religions were the same. He emphasized the practical use of knowledge. He went to England. There he reminded the British that rulers too had a duty towards their subjects. He started newspapers in India. The suspicious British stopped them in 1823. Then now students comes the oppression, that is, it took place in the era 1765 to 1835. In 1818, a resolution was passed. Under it, an Indian could be jailed without trial in a court. The British officers drew large salaries. Besides, they made fortunes in business. By 1829, Britain was exporting goods worth 7 crore rupees to India. Even the British Governor General of India, Bentinck, reported to England, the bones of cotton weavers are bleaching the plains of India. Thus, the British prospered in the ruins of Indian industry. Now, students, let's talk about some dissatisfaction that is in the era 1835 to 1856. In 1835, Lord Macaulay suggested that the medium of education in India should be English. The proposal was carried. The aim was to produce an army of clerks to assist the British. It happened, but it also produced a new generation of intellectuals. Some of them tried to educate the masses. Some decided to convey the grievances of the people to the British Parliament. By 1856, the British were ruling the whole of India. Now, they cared little about Indians' needs. The dissatisfaction in the public began to grow. People wanted to get rid of the British. The sparks. 1855 to 57. Under the new rules, Santals had become desperate. In 1855, they rose in rebellion and killed the Europeans and their servants alike. The discontent was brewing in the East India Company's army too. So you might have heard about Mangal Pandey also. He attacked the adjutant of the regiment and he was executed. The English did not care about Indian customs. Chapatis were sent from village to village. With them was the message that the native emperor would want their services. Similarly, a lotus flower was circulated among Indian soldiers. The masses also gave all help and support. Now, students, let's talk about the revolt of 1857. The revolt started at Meerut. The sepoys who had revolted marched to Delhi. They were shouting slogans in favor of Bahadur Shah Jafar. The rebellion started spreading wider and wider. Many landlords had lost their lands. They helped the revolt. Then now comes the fight for freedom ultimately, that is in 1857. Many rulers like Hazrat Mahal of Lucknow were bitter. The English had taken away their kingdom. Popular leaders like Maulvi Ahmadullah of Faizabad urged the common man to revolt. Azimullah Khan told Tatya Tope to make Nana Sahib the leader of the War of Independence. All over North India, the people fought pitched battles against the British. 80-year-old Kuvar Singh of Bihar received a bullet in his wrist. He just cut it off, throwing into the Ganga. He said that it was his last offering. So, my dear students, with this, we end this lesson here. I hope you might have understood it. Thank you.